Sunday, everybody. So today I wanted to come and do a video on offering translation services. Now, I know that I went live with the Superior Notary crew, and I feel like you guys didn't really get the information that you were looking for because me and the Crafty Notary were kind of going back and forth, and that was not the premise of the video. So definitely want to come and give you guys the information you need so that you can offer translation services in your business, okay? So why would you want to add that service to your portfolio, okay? One is a good addition to your general notary practices. A lot of people need documents translated and certified for various reasons. I'm in South Florida, so I do get requests to translate documents, obviously. So the first time that I was introduced to this was I was called by a translation company before. And what happened is, no, I take that back. I called her. I was going through the Google Maps and I have found some translation companies and I started calling them. And I ended up getting someone on the phone. And it was a company that was closely located to me. So I was like, oh, okay. So when I reached out to the lady, she was explaining to me that she does do translation services. And she explained to me how she does it. And that her sister was in the area, but she was going to be relocating. And so she would be in need of a notary to fulfill the notarizations for her certified document translation services. And so I was explaining to her how I work. We had a really good conversation, by the way. And after we got done talking, we decided that we will work together. If she needs any document translation certifications notarized, I would be her person to do it. And if I had anyone who called me and needed documents certified, translated, they would, I would forward that information to her. And then I would offer a fee on top of it for facilitating the process. So it's very similar to how you do apostles. Now, a question that we got on a live was, okay, if I offer this service, what am I looking for? How do I know that they are certified to do the service? This is where you have to do your research. So depending on what state you are located in, you need to see what is the process for a person to be certified to translate documents. Here in Florida, when I looked it up, it said that documents that are going to be used for legal purposes, used in court or anything like that, it needs to be a certified translation. But if the document is not going to be used for legal purposes, then it may not need to be a certified translation. I literally can notarize a document for a person who translated their own document, and I would notarize, saying that they attest to the translation being accurate and precise. Okay, I'm not certifying, I'm just notarizing that they attest to it. All right, so that's the different ways for Florida. I'm not sure about any other state because obviously I don't work in any other state. Now, for my translation company, she told me that it is preferred that when I print out the documents for her company, that they be in color. Now, when me and the Crafty Notary was looking online, I don't think that's across the board. It may not have to be in color, but that's where you have to do your homework. When you are vetting a company to use for services, you want to make sure you ask those questions if it is not already brought to your attention during the conversation. All right, ask them when the documents are to be translated. Am I printing them? Are you providing printed copies or whatever? This is something that you have to ask them during your conversation. My person specifically told me she wants me to print her translations in color because the certificate of authentication, the seal and everything, it does have like a little disclaimer on her certificate saying that if the document is not printed in color, that it is not valid. So that is what I do. I provide color copies to all of my customers. Now, Excuse me. I had a big breakfast. Now, I have a color LaserJet printer. I did not purchase it for translations. I already had the color laser printer for a previous business that I had. So I wouldn't recommend, if you're going to be doing color prints for that type of document that needs to be legal and binding, don't use inkjet. Okay, so it's kind of the same premise with loan signings. You don't want to use inkjet printers. You want to use LaserJet. So if they tell you that they do prefer the documents be printed in color, or that they have to be, or whatever the agreement is between you two, make sure that you invest in a color LaserJet printer for that purpose, okay? What was another question that was asked? How do you go about getting started? The same thing that I said. Go onto Google, look in your area and see what translation and service companies are available. Okay. Now, they may have their own in-house notary, so they may not want to use you for a notary. But if you are bringing your customers to them, it could be something that you agree upon amongst both of you, that you will notarize all of the documents coming from your customers to them. Okay. Now, when I do get a request for translation services, I send my person the request, and then she sends me back a quote. From her quote, I make my own quote, because remember, this is my customer that I am using her for. So I want to make sure that all the branding materials that go between me and my customer to be my brand and not hers. All right. I charge a facilitation fee depending on how big of a translation job it is. So $15 is what I charge, on top of me notarizing, which is going to be $25 because she is not located here. So all of the notarizations that I do for her, certifications, they're done online. So I charge my facilitation fee. I charge the $25 notarization fee. I also charge a print fee. And then my customer, he always prefers, well, one of them, they always prefer that I mail the documents to them. So then I charge a shipping fee. And then I added her cost for services. And then I send him one invoice. On my invoices, he has the option to pay via credit card, or he can mail me a check. When it comes to business, I do offer the option of mailing a check, and that's only for business to business. I don't accept checks from regular customers. So I send him the invoice, he pays the invoice, and then after he pays the invoice, I pay her part, and then she gets started on doing the translation. She also gives me an ETA, so expected time of when she'll be completed with the project. And then she emails it back to me. I email it to my customer so they can review it. After they review it and it looks like everything is okay, me and her go online, we do the notarization, and then that's it. I print everything out for him, I package it up, and I mail it off. All right, so that's how I do that. So if you guys have any questions, any other questions about translation services and how to add that type of service to your business portfolio, definitely leave those comments below. I will definitely respond to you as soon as I see them pop up on my end. As always, thank you so much for joining in and watching the video. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it. And you definitely want to hit the bell and subscribe so you can be notified of any new videos that I drop. All right, you guys have a good Sunday. Bye.